Hello everyone, this is your professor once again, Danny Araneta Cabulay, and we are on the course Accountancy Research. And this is now week number 3. Okay, so we're going to talk about part 2 of the different types of accountancy research. And for this particular segment, we will be talking about the audit report, the project report, management operations review, or sometimes called management review, the master plan, sustainability and integrated report, and finally, company manuals. So for this particular video, this is video lecture number 11. Okay, so we will be talking about the audit report. So when you look at the picture of Michael Aguinaldo, Attorney Michael Aguinaldo happens to be the chairman of the Commission on Audit. That is the supreme audit institution of the government of the Philippines. And they audit every single government agency, all the government schools, all the government hospitals, the military, the office of the president, the office of the vice president, the Senate, the Congress, everything in government they audit, even government-owned and controlled corporations. And they have been in the news recently because of numerous flagging of anomalous transactions in various agencies of government. So their report is based on research, always based on research. So what is an audit report? Okay, the work of both internal as well as external auditors requires a great deal of integrity and prudence in expressing an opinion on the financial statements of their respective auditee organizations. In the case of COA, they audit government agencies. But for other auditors, they audit private organizations. Prior to rendering the expert opinion that is as external auditors' output will eventually be submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission if the auditee organizations are partnerships or corporations. The basis for such opinion must be reliable and credible. Tandaan nyo yan, kapag ang isang company na ino-audit ay isang partnership or corporation, the audited financial statements will have to be submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission. Okay, that is a requirement by law. And the auditor must attach their audit report that they have in fact audited the FS of that corporation. They are very, very particularly strict for publicly listed corporations if you are listed with the Philippine Stock Exchange. Okay? An audit report contains the opinion of independent auditors about the company's financial statements, such as Statement of Comprehensive Income, the old name of that is Statement of Profit and Loss, and the Statement of Financial Position, the old name of that is Balance Sheet, and the Statement of Stockholders' Equity. This audit report is an integral component of a company's annual report. The introductory paragraph in the auditor's report shall, number 1, identify the entity whose financial statements have been audited. State that the financial statements have been audited. Identify the titles of each statement that comprises the financial statements. Number 4, refer to the summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. Those are the notes to the FS. And finally, number 5, specify the date of or period covered by the audit report. The auditor's report shall include a section with the heading Management's Responsibility for the Financial Statements or other appropriate equivalent title. This section describes the responsibilities of those in the organization that are responsible for the preparation of the financial statements. So technically, mabusisi ang paggawa ng audit report. Bago ka makapag-render ng audit opinion, you need to do a lot of testing or what you call substantive test, analytical test, and then you have to interview a lot of people. There's a lot of research going on before you can even produce a correct and decent audit report. The auditor's report shall include a section with the heading Auditor's Responsibility, which shall state the auditor's responsibility, that is to express an opinion on the financial statements based on the audit. It states that audit was conducted in accordance with international standards on auditing, complying with ethical requirements, and that the audit plan and perform the audit to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements are free from material misstatements. An audit involves performing procedures to obtain audit evidence about the amounts and disclosures in the financial statements. The procedures selected depend on the auditor's judgment, including the assessment of the risk of material misstatement of the financial statements. In making risk assessment, the auditor considers internal control relevant to the entity's preparation of financial statements in order to design audit procedures that are appropriate. Remember, hindi sila nagbibigay ng opinion on the quality of the internal control of a company, but they want to assess the internal control so they can design the correct audit procedures that will be used in the audit proper. Okay? An audit also includes evaluating the appropriateness of the accounting policies used and the reasonableness of the accounting estimates made by the management, as well as the overall presentation of the financial statements. An audit also includes evaluating the appropriateness of the accounting policies used and the reasonableness of their estimates. An audit also includes the following items. No? These are the elements now of an audit report. The title, the addressee, introductory paragraph that identifies the financial statements audited, description of the responsibility of management, description of the auditor's responsibility to express an opinion on the financial statements and the scope of audit, an opinion paragraph containing an expression of opinion on the financial statements, the auditor's signature, the date of the report, and the auditor's address. What are the types of audit reports? Okay? Basically, there's only four. You have the unqualified audit report, you have the qualified audit report, the adverse audit report, and the disclaimer audit report. For internal reports, internal audit reports, these four do not apply. You just give what you call an audit rating, if acceptable or not acceptable or moderately acceptable. So magkaiba pag external audit sa internal audit. Yung binabanggit natin kanina na unqualified audit opinion, qualified audit opinion, adverse audit opinion, and then disclaimer audit opinion, these are only true for external audit. Okay? Now, we have a case study. You're looking at the beautiful picture of the office of San Miguel Corporation, the biggest company in the Philippines. It's actually a multinational conglomerate. When you say multinational, they are located in many parts of the world, not only in the Philippines. And when you say conglomerate, they are a huge corporation. They are made up of several corporations, okay? And their offices are in Pasig. Now, let's look at this case, auditing San Miguel Corporation. RG Manabat and Company, a top auditing firm, was engaged to audit San Miguel Corporation for 2020. During the course of the audit, it had to conduct risk assessment, and the auditors must consider the internal controls relevant to the company's preparation of the financial statements. Here now is your question for video lecture number 11. You must write your answer in the comment section in YouTube. Okay? So, you can answer within 1 to 3 sentences. Why is it important for the auditors to study carefully the internal controls of San Miguel Corporation? I will repeat. Why is it important for the auditors to study carefully the internal controls of San Miguel Corporation? Okay? So you have 7 days to answer that question. Good luck. See you in video lecture number 12.